Today's business terrain is complex, but managing your business risks doesn't have to be. Cover Buddies is Malaysia's preferred insurance provider. Get that peace of mind knowing that our consultants can help you source and manage your insurance portfolio. For more information, visit our website at www.coverbuddies.com.
Welcome to the pod, Faith.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for inviting me today.
Today we have Faith Foo from Faith Foo Counseling, and she's going to be talking a little bit about how to deal with stress in the workplace. But more importantly, a bit about Faith Foo, which I just want to share with you. She is the author of the 3 Selves. Is that how you pronounce it, by the way?
Yes.
She's the author of the book, The 3 Selves, and also I Hate You, I Love You, and also she's got an upcoming book titled Meant to Fly. And all of these 3 books, I believe it's going to be available it is available, by the way, on paperback, ebook, and also Kindle. Faith Foo is also an EMDR certified therapist, and I actually want to talk a little bit about that. So maybe, Faith, you can share with us a little bit about all those things.
Okay, EMDR is a trauma kind of specialized treatment for PTSD. When it first started, Dr. Francis Saprino invented EMDR to treat those soldiers who come back from the wars. They all suffer PTSD. And because this is so good in helping the soldier, and then they start to explore and use on people who have depression, anxiety, and all sorts of trauma, not just the big, huge PTSD trauma. It's a proven method to help people with all sorts of trauma in life.
What was your past life like? And how did you get involved with this? Because it's not something that people just wake up one day and say, hey, know what, I want to treat, I want to be able to work with people in this area, and stress is a serious thing. And I mean, how did it all start? I mean, maybe you can share with us a little bit about that.
It's true. Okay, I know psychotherapy, counseling is still a taboo many years ago, right? So people don't even understand, don't talk about it. Years ago, actually now I'm in my 50s, in my late 30s, I actually went to my own depression. And because it's not talked about, so I don't even realize that I'm depressed, because nobody talk about depression, nobody talk about mental health issue. So I did not realize that I'm actually slipping into depression slowly, bit by bit. So that's the time that I realized something is not right.
Actually, I don't mean to interrupt you, but what you just mentioned, I think is quite common. A lot of people go through that, right? I mean, there's some stages where, you feel your chest hurts a little bit, and it honestly scares the crap out of you because you think, oh, holy cow, do I have like a heart condition or whatever? It sounds like it's something that could happen to anyone. And when you talk about it in the workplace, I mean, through your experience, right, practicing in this field, how often, does it happen in the workplace? And,
very often.
Okay, maybe that was too general a question, right? I mean, okay, let's slow this down a little bit, take a step back. When we talk about, let's say, being in the workplace, maybe you can share with us, let's say, what are the 3 top most common signs or symptoms that it's coming, that you may be stressed, right? The signs that, you are going through some stress and you may not be aware of it.
For example, you used to be very patient or gentle or nice, right? Suddenly you become, easily irritable, and then you get angry quite easily. So this is the starting point that you can feel your personality change.
You're more agitated, is it?
Yes, you're more agitated, you're short-tempered, you felt overwhelmed. And then some physical signs could be, right, muscle tension, neck pain, shoulder pain. So some people also develop a stomach issue, gastric.
That's common.
And then diarrhea. I also have clients who are suffering from high pitch. They hear the high pitch sound in their ears. But when they see the doctor, they do MRI, they do scan, they do everything that is perfectly normal.
From what I'm picking up from this conversation today, it's really like some of the things that you'll notice is, number one, of course, irritable, and you lose a bit of patience there. When you see like people who are stressed, right, do they most likely put on weight or lose weight, or it could swing either way?
It could swing either way because it's the coping skill, right? When you're stressed, you don't want to eat, but some they are stressed, they eat a lot more. So either way, if you have huge body weight change, you also have to be careful. So either you put on a lot of weight or you lose a lot of weight. That's also one sign of the symptoms of burnout, stress, depression.
Sometimes, let's say in the workplace where you may feel stressed, but although the task given to you or ahead of you is something that you can do, you have done it before, and you have obviously achieved it, you hit your target, and so far you hit your KPIs and all that. But what makes people still stress over the situation usually? I mean, what are the other trigger points that you will notice?
Actually, there is good stress and bad stress. The good stress is called eustress. The bad stress is called distress. For example, we go for exam. We kind of stress, we have to study. With the correct amount of stress, you will have a high performance because you're going to have competitions and you're stressed out. So you make sure you practice. So your performance is good. But prolonged stress, okay, even after your exam, right? So 3 months, let's say you have a 3-month preparation, you're stressed for 3 months. And then but after the 3 months, you're supposed to back to normal. But then another kind of hurdle, another kind of stress. So you've been stressed for a that's called prolonged stress. Now you prolong your stress for a long period, for example, that's why we call it burnout. And then now your performance starts to drop.
Faith, I want to circle back to what we talked about just now earlier when you said about there's good stress and there is bad stress. Because when you mention good stress and bad stress, where some people, they train for competition and so forth, I think there are people who actually thrive under good stress also, right? I think there are a lot of people,
Yes.
Right? Now that you mention it.
With a good amount of stress is you have high performance.
But do they also get like the same symptoms of good stress, like, the heart palpitations and...
Oh, yes. Anyone that experiences stress, our body will go into this fight or flight mode. Stress is a reaction to mental and emotional pressure. How do we know that we are already becoming distressed into, slipping into bad stress? It is when your performance starts to decline. And then you're not happy. Okay, before that, you're very happy. You're enjoying the competition. You're doing it. You're just loving your job. But now you're not happy.
If someone recognizes they're going through that, what would your advice be?
Actually, very simple. It was back to basic. What doctor will tell you, okay, change your diet, exercise, have more rest. So the first thing is you really have to be very self-aware that, and you have no choice but to make time. Usually people who are going through very stressful life, they actually sleep very little. They don't exercise. They don't have time for it. And they hardly rest.
Yeah. I mean, the 3 things that I picked up from you right now is that you're saying that, of course, exercise, isn't it? And try to rest more.
Oh, that's a very practical thing.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, those are good tips. So number 1 is obviously everybody goes through stress. Right? Whether it's workplace or domestically at home. But of course, the most important thing is there are 2 factors in stress. There's good stress that helps you compete, and there is bad stress.
Yep.
And what's important is to be self-aware of which part you're at or which juncture you're at, and to be self-aware. I think you talked about that also. And the moment once you're self-aware of this exact situation you're in, and then the 3 very simple things you can do obviously is number 1, exercise. So hopefully then you can get a bit more rest, right, and eat better and work from there. I think the key thing here really is being self-aware about it, but also to recognize that there is good and bad stress. Not all stress is bad. Some of it helps you compete.
Yes.
So Faith, I'm sure a lot of our listeners will also want to get a bit more tips from you. Is there a way that they can contact you, an email or something?
So I have my personal website, which is faithfoo.com. Faith Foo is FAITHFOO.com. That's my personal website. There's an inquiry form. You can write to me and then I will reply you. And also you can call the office that I practice in. Is Abri Integrated Mental Health. ABRI, Abri Integrated Mental Health. The office number is 012-711-1693.
And your office is actually located at Filio Damansara?
Filio Damansara.
Great area. Okay, guys, this is all the time we have for our pod today. If you have any extra questions, you can always look us up at www.coverbuddies.com. That's www.coverbuddies.com. Faith, thanks for joining the pod today.
If you enjoyed our show today, be sure to subscribe and follow us on social media, or sign up for our newsletter through our website at www.coverbuddies.com so you'll get all the good stuff sent directly to you.